access to whatever it is that you do to the consumer. You can take any idea that you have, put it out into the world, and you don't have to wait on somebody to distribute or to give people access to what you have. You put it out into the world, and let the people decide. So at the current moment, it's in the palm of our hands. And if you're not using it in a way that actually makes you money, a lot of people are just browsing, which is cool, because as they watch our content or you consume other people's content, you know, those people are the ones who benefit off of it. So you need to understand that social media needs to be used in a way, and it can be used to help grow your business. All you guys are business owners here, and you guys should be cultivating that attention that is on social media in order to build your business.
What do you got, John? So for when I think about social media, I'll always tell people it's sales, marketing, and storytelling, all in one package. And word association, when you're talking about the future of it, I actually think about metaverse also, but maybe that's a different conversation. I think for a lot of the folks here, because I own a shop as well, I own a high volume shop as well, I feel like marketing kind of goes out the window, right? You're trying to fulfill orders, that's something you're thinking about, you're paying your employees, but in context for everything, for the entire world, yeah, it's storytelling, marketing, and sales altogether.
I'm going to pick up on something Alan said. I want to talk about an aspect I had not thought about today, but you're sort of presiding over a community as well. Like, I didn't really realize that part. You want to talk about that? The community is part of it. Like, you know, that maybe isn't obvious right away. That you're sort of you're stirring the drink. That's the community.
Definitely. So, like, with social media, you're not only engaging with the end user, but you're also building a community around whatever it is you're trying to promote or whatever it is you're trying to build. And building a community and helping and showing people the process in building that community, or where you started, the process of your business, the process of where you started. They feel like they're a part of it as you start to grow, and they get attached to your business. They get attached to the deep rooted. They feel like they're a part of the growth. And when they feel like they're part of the growth and they're part of your process, they get attached to your brand, and they want to support you. They want to buy the latest shirt that you create. They want to buy the latest, the latest jeans that you make or something like that, because you built that foundation, you built that community, right? And you interact with them, and it becomes a job within itself, interacting with everybody. And it's all about how you deal with it. Do you consider it to be a nuisance, or do you enjoy talking to the people and engaging with the people?
Yeah, to tie that into more like the business side of what is going on, right? Like,
these guys are business.
As a small shop, you probably don't have any sales reps, right? You got people who come in the door. You may have advertised at one point, but a lot of shops don't even ever advertise anymore. So, most shops don't have sales reps because they don't think of their customer as a sales rep. So if you include your customer in what you're doing, they become a part of it, right? And I talked yesterday about like just ideas and things that you can do along social media in order to build up like the hype around it, give people stuff that they don't post. But if you look at your customer base as a community, as sales reps, by providing them things that they can share, it'll also bring you back more attention. So to put it in context, if I'm working on Alan's job, and as I'm doing it, I'm letting them know, taking them along the journey and the process. Like, yo, Alan, man, we're working on your order right now. Hey, we got like 35 embroidered hats. He has his big red brand, Black Bear. He got his Black Bear brand, right? So Alan, man, I'm about to make you this dope embroidered jacket right now, and you guys get to take him along the journey, because if I post that on social media, what do you guys think will happen? He thinks he's gonna look at it and say, oh, that's cool. No, he's gonna share it so he can let people know that his merch is coming. And if I invest in something like photography and I give him some shots of his product that he can actually share, he's gonna share it. And what is that doing? It's shedding light on him, but it's also shedding light on me, and that's the art of collaboration, and that is the piece that I think really makes social media important, because you can collaborate with people that you never met in person. You don't have to meet the people who are maybe purchasing your product. You can collaborate with them and grow your audience that way.
Anything on that?
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like they hit it on the head. While they were talking, I was thinking, if I were starting from scratch as just like a shop, like with marketing, like So if I would have done it again and had my screen printing shop, one thing that I would do is tell every single client, hey, by the way, here are the prices, here's the job, but we have to get a reaction of you opening up the product and seeing it. And I was just thinking, if you fill the feed with that and some other content, and then obviously get some tags from them, now they might not have like a huge following, but it'd be interesting whenever someone sees your feed and sees your client's natural reaction to it. Anyways, while you're talking about it, I'm thinking, if I was a shop, I would like think of that as one segment of the content.
You also were talking earlier that even apart from you, like within the comments, people are like interacting, right?
I think that's one of the most powerful aspects of social media. When you're interacting with people, people will add to what you're doing, and they'll give you other ideas that you can build your business off of, give you ideas that you might not have thought of yet. And it's like almost having a free team of you know, marketers or, you know, people that brainstorm ideas. You got build a whole group that are willing to offer you ideas for free, right? You show, hey, I'm doing this, like Stan said, I'm making Alan's A-Dubb jackets, and I'm doing this and doing that. And then, hey, why don't you put this right here, or why don't you do one on jeans, or why don't you do this? And you're like, why don't I do that? And then you start doing it, next thing you know, it takes off. So it's so many different aspects that these guys are more technical than I am on the social media, and we're all learning as social media evolves. But there's so many different aspects that come from engaging with your audience. There's so many different platforms that work in different ways, and this is all brand new. It might seem like it's been around for a while, but social media is young. It has a whole lot of room to grow, and as you participate, you'll think of other ways and other ways that you can interact with your audience and grow your business.
You know, as I got ready for this, one thing I realized is that, you know, I think there's an idea that you have to be like slick to do it, and you know, you guys are the freaking anti-slick. Like one of your reasons for success, I'd like to hear what you think of this, is that you really do keep it real. I mean, you share your mistakes,
honesty.
You know, like it's a very real medium, and you guys have risen up, I think, partly because you're just telling the truth.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with that, right? Like, one thing about building a platform and building a community and doing that stuff, the people that are for you will gravitate towards you, right? We all have those problem customers that come in, you know, right when they come in, they want to ask all these questions, and then they don't want to spend any money, and they do all of this stuff, but ultimately, you know, you get an opportunity there to educate people through that, right? By posting a video, by making certain content, you can kind of shape your community, and right? So the people that are for your business will gravitate towards your business. The work you show is the work that you'll get, right? So I get a lot of people who are starting out. I help a lot of people start out, right? And they're like, man, I'm tired of doing customs. I said, well, you gotta show what you want. And that's, I wanna show bulk orders. Well, I don't got any bulk orders. Well, you know, a stack of shirts, it only requires one shirt to have a design on it to look like a stack of shirts, right? And it's like cheating the system, but the work you show will be the work you get. And you can cultivate that business to go in the direction you want to go by showing the stuff that you actually want to do.
That's really important. When you're starting your social media platform, part of it being sustainable and something that you can maintain and, you know, continue to grow in the long run is, like Stan said, deciding what it is you want to do and building and shaping your audience to the people in a way that is best for you. Because ultimately, you have to sustain that. You have to build that. You have to continually put out that content or that thing that you want to do. So shape your audience and decide who you're talking to by the type of content that you put out. It's a difficult concept to understand, but once you start building your audience, you know exactly, you know, how to do it.
When I think about like honesty and transparency with your audience, I have two things that come to mind. So when I started my channel, I just started because I was the guy that someone's friend would say, if you're gonna start a clothing line, you should ask this guy John. And I was working as a designer, moved my way up to like creative director and all of that. And then, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put my 20 most asked questions on a YouTube channel. And then when I came back to it, after like a year, I forgot the password, there was like 1,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh, people are really looking for this. Well, a little bit after it, in my timeline, my whole thing in my early 20s was I'm gonna start a clothing line, I'm gonna make $1 million, and I'm gonna put the money in real estate. The last two things didn't happen because the mortgage crunch in 2007 that all of you should probably know happened, and it was devastating. Right before I turned 30, that all happened, and I was devastated. It was like my life's dream. But I went back to that channel and I shared that, and I said, hey, I failed. So a lot of people are like all caps sometimes on social media. For you older folks, that means they're like lying. You know what I mean? Not capped like a blank. But yeah, like that transparency, sharing that with my audience, and then moving forward with the journey, like, oh, I became a creative director and wielded, multi-million-dollar clothing lines. That gave me a new perspective in that. The second thing is like right now at this moment, I'm actually talking with a couple of companies, but like I'm working on closing a brand deal. Well, I'll just say it. So there's a company called Cash Drop that I'm working with. Now with them, we're still talking, but I like their story. They're American, but they're also like have an immigrant story, which I love. It's a great solution. But I told them, hey, like literally told them in the first interaction, I talk in my videos about Shopify because Shopify is a thing. They're very dominant. Everyone knows Shopify. All the brands that I work with, there's companies that are made that are third parties off of Shopify. So while I support what they're doing, I said, hey, I'm not gonna not mention Shopify. And they said, hey, we're totally cool with that. And what it makes me think is all of us, we have to be transparent because that's what they're coming for us for. If you guys are clicking on any of the videos, you guys want to know the truth about it, and that's what we can offer, I feel.
It's really important. Like, I can't stress how important it is to be transparent and to be honest with people, because it helps them to understand that, like I said in the other discussion, some of you guys were here, like, you're going to make mistakes in your business. You're going to have obstacles that you'll have to overcome. And them seeing somebody or people that they look up to making these mistakes helps humanize their experience and the things that they're going through. So it's really, really important to show those things, to show that not everything's going to be, a lot of people will look at us sometimes and say, oh, you got this and you got that. I'm like, okay, go watch the videos from 2 years ago. Go watch the video where I lost my job. Go watch the video where I had one embroidery machine. Go watch the video, the whole journey is there. It's fully transparent, and people appreciate that because it shows them, like, just 2 years ago I was where you are. And now, it helps them know that they can do it.
Yeah, our most popular in-kitchen post is Misprint Monday, where we tell all the stuff we screwed up. So I think people relate to that. They want to keep it real for sure. I mean, I had a friend who used to say, you show me somebody that don't make no mistakes, I'll show you somebody that ain't doing nothing. And that is definitely true. So where are things headed? Like, how is the platform of YouTube in particular changed over time, and where is that going?
I mean, it's become more accessible, right? Like, and where it's headed is beyond YouTube now. It's like TikTok, and when he says social media is young and it's new, it is, and it's gonna keep changing. Every year we're gonna have something new. It started with Instagram photos. Well, first it started with Facebook, just meeting your friends, and then it's shifted into photos, and it's shifted into video. Then it goes into YouTube videos, right? And different, like MySpace, that was way back, but it's shifting and changing. It's going to long form content, it's going to short form content. Next it's gonna go to 3D content. Next it's gonna keep changing. It's something that we gotta know, but that can become really, really overwhelming. And the truth and the honesty is you just gotta pick one platform. For me, I picked YouTube. And I grew that thing as much as I possibly could by devoting all my energy to one platform. Then I added Instagram on as a secondary thing, just because I wanted people to have access to it on a consistent basis. And you can't really DM and you can't talk to people on YouTube, and